So over here at Kilbuck Lake, a little bit of hiking path, a little bit of water, and I'm going to show you my new boat. Oh no. Just kidding. Actually, my new boat is up here in the front seat. It is a Kokopelli pack raft. A little bit change of gear that I'm going to get into. Doing a little bit of pack rafting. So I got the 6 Moons Flex PR and the Kokopelli raft. What I want to do is hike with it, set up a little bit. I adjusted the weight a little bit. I want to get a little bit further of a piece of trail in, and then go through the motions of putting everything in the pack and actually floating, checking out that transition. And this is a good place. No motorboats, and usually pretty quiet. So I'm going to hit the path, circle around, I think it's 1.5 miles maybe or so, and then put it into the water and go from there. Alright, so the nature trail is 1.25 miles. Just goes around the first lake right there. It's probably what I'll just do. That, come back here, the trail comes out right over there, come down here, put the raft in. I gotta come down here and see if I've got an onion box set up here that is free for anyone that wants to take an onion bag out on the water and pick up any trash they might come across, empty it at the garbage can, and then keep the bag for when they go paddling somewhere else next time. They've got a bag. The Onion Bag Project, if you haven't heard about it, you should definitely look it up. Try to get involved. Yeah, looks like we got a good stash. Yeah, for sure. Onionbag.org. Following Water, Ohio. That's a pretty nice box. I like it. Alright, so I'm gonna get hiking, work my way around, see how this pack feels the way that it's set up right now. I've got the raft underneath the backpack, but I'm thinking about maybe turning it up vertically next to the dry bag, which has everything in it. So play around with it. I always like to check stuff out, get everything set before I take off, just so that way I don't have to suffer through it if it doesn't work, and I've got no option but to keep going. So I'm about 1/3 of the way around the loop. Tell you what though, when I was paddling the Great Miami, I love that creature. We would float good deep water for quite a while before we came across the next, when the dam was located. The other side of it usually had very little water. We scraped bottom a lot. So I was admiring that creature very much so when I did that stretch. Plus, I mean, you gotta admire the architectural and engineering feat of their dams, holding back quite a bit of water with a large amount of force behind it. Pack is riding pretty decent. A lot better than it did the first time. I did about 1/2 mile at the house when I first got it, loaded it up, and I since changed the adjustments of where the straps fasten to the actual frame of the pack. The harness itself slides down and velcros in place, so I moved that down quite a bit, and it rides a lot better now. Almost everything is on my hips, but it still leans back away from my body a little bit more than I like. Pulls my shoulders back a little bit, so I gotta still tinker with the adjustments. And then I did drop them a line to find out if I might need a different piece than what I have, though, as far as the harness itself. Maybe something for a little bit wider shoulders, because I'm not very tall, but I have broader shoulders, and I think that might be that's why it's so hard for me to find shirts and different things. If the length of the sleeve fits, then it's just way too tight in the chest. So I'll keep tuning it, and then hopefully hear back from them in the next day or two to see if I should pursue a different path. But good thing about it is it's not like I'm hiking 12 miles in a day with it. At least not anytime soon. You know, a day of hiking a couple hours to a place where I can put it into water and then float back to where I started that trip at is really the whole purpose of it right now. Just to get into the places where I can't get my perception into. I could put it on a bike or put it on my back and then take off from there. And right now I have my hammock, 4 days of food, complete change of clothes, toiletries, odds and ends. What I don't have in here is the down sleeping bag or the jet boil. I think when I'm doing this pack rafting, though, I think I might switch back to just a small little screw-on stove and my small titanium pot, because I can cut a lot of weight by not taking that jet boil. Because when I had it loaded up with everything out of my kayak, I had over 35, it was over 35 pounds. And I do not want to be up that heavy. Definitely not for any length of time. Whoa! Thanks a lot, Mr. Groundhog. Almost broke my ankle. Yeah, so I want to stay light and short distances for a while till I get this whole thing dialed in. Then I can increase the mileage, increase the weight. I gotta weigh everything that's in here now, see where that comes out at. I think really the only thing I don't have in here is my sleeping bag and the cook stove. And it's balanced pretty good. It's got a good feel to it. So we'll see how it actually breaks down and goes inside the raft and paddle it for the first time. It's always fun. Huh. I don't know how Mr. Beaver drug that branch through all that thicket once he dropped it. Well, the pack is out from underneath the bottom. Like I said, it rode pretty well. So now I'm going to empty out the dry sack, divvy it up, put everything inside, inflate it, and see how it paddles. So I'm going to make sure that I put my phone in its waterproof case before I get in the boat. I have to get the inflation straw out of here before I put this inside the raft, because it has the tube for the final dozen breaths or what have you to inflate the raft. So I should be good to put this inside now. Make sure my backrest doesn't go inside with it. And then I'll break up this bag into 2 sacks and put one on each side. My toiletry bag and such I'll keep with me. All right, so I've got half my gear over here, the other half over here, the pack right here. What I have out is my vest, phone, pump, toiletries, coffee mug, the straw for the final inflation, backrest. So we're halfway there. Sun is coming down, should be a nice paddle. Should get across the lake just about when Mr. Beaver comes out and starts his nightly routine. So my pump that I just used one time to fill that raft up is dead after like filling that up 3/4 of the way. But fortunately, I have the electronics box in the truck from when I took the GoPro over to the Purple Martin migration. I think it was a Sunday night, and that was absolutely incredible. So I can pull a matching cord out of here, plug it in up there in the dash, get a charge on this, and finish filling it up. So now I know, well, I've got a spare one of these that I bought also, just to build in redundancy for when I do use it. But now I know that I need to take them both. So I'll put a charge on this, and then we'll go back down to the boat. So here we go, getting ready to get out on the water. Good thing about that little pump, it only took I don't know, 5 minutes or so to charge up in the truck in order to fill that boat up. So it's really nice. A battery pack that I use for the phone and all the electronics and stuff should be able to recharge that pretty quickly. You can see the inside. It's almost like an x-ray machine. You can see the gear that's in the side, the pack that I have in the back. I don't know if the shadowing will show up on the camera. So here's that beaver lodge. I don't know how well it's going to show up. It's starting to get dark. I gotta figure out a way to mount this GoPro on the front of this raft like I do on my Perception. This thing steers like one of those smash-up derby cars at the carnival. I mean, you definitely have to get used to it. I find that a much more vertical stroke with the paddle keeps it going straight a lot easier than when you paddle out far away from it on the side. It pulls you off course very quickly. But I went with the self-bailing floor instead of the spray skirt, just because I get in and out of the kayak a lot, jumping log jams, just see something cool that I want to get out and check out. And I didn't want to have to mess with the rain skirt every time I did that, or the deck skirt, whatever the terminology is. But all in all, I think this is going to be a good start. Angie named it Sunflower, yellow. She loves sunflowers. So I'm going to paddle back over to where I took out, take all the gear out of the inside of these tubes, and which I have to figure something out for. The inside of the tubes does have a couple little nylon pieces that you can clip bags into, but they're not big enough to actually put the buckles through. So I'm gonna have to come up with a different plan for that. Killbuck Lake, very nice little place, easy to get to, not a lot of people here, quiet most of the times. Check it out. So this is it. The finality. 6:22. Have the Portage to go, Portage, which is an hour and 49 minutes, 22 miles, mostly flat. Got to get the boat from Wapakoneta, Belcher Park area over to the Indian Lake fishing access point where I started the southbound leg of the journey. Angela will ride with me for about an hour or so, yeah. Go back to the van, get the van, then meet me at the evac point. It'll be interesting. I was going to put wheels underneath the kayak and go that route, but I came up with an alternative plan, so we'll see how that works out. And I think this is the best configuration that I've got so far as trying to carry this. It seems that it being underneath is the way to go with it. I tried to put it up vertically along with the dry sack, but didn't really work out too well. Balance just wasn't there. I've got the pack, vest, shoes, paddle on the bike and ready to go. 2-hour ride or so. I think it's 21 miles. Angie will do 10 or 11. Turn around, come back, get the van, and meet me over at the end point, which will be where we actually started the Great Miami River. She could probably do 15 and come back and get the van and still beat me to the other place. Cycling is her jam, not mine, but I like it. It's fun. This is definitely not the bike I'll be doing the pack rafting with. I've got a collapsible secondhand bike that I'll use to get to different places and then just put that bike right on the raft when I float back down. But it ought to be interesting. So just leaving Hammond Park, crossing over the river right now. GPS actually shows an hour and 38 minutes instead of the 2 hours that I imagined it was going to be. I'm just going to ride the sidewalk until I get down here and I can get out onto the road with the flow of traffic. Beautiful day for a ride though. At least right now. It's not hot yet. Hopefully I finish it up before it is hot. What time is it? 9:45. Alright, let me see if I can jump out of the traffic. Yes. Little bit of a hill climbing up over this highway. Angie destroys me when it comes to bike riding. I can take her in deadlifts though. That's what I tell all the cycling people. That's a little bit of a climb, huh? Whee! The only good thing about a hill is you get to go down the other side. So this is a much better setting out on a country road. Soybeans on both sides. No cars. What are we, about 5 miles into it? 4.9. That's a pretty good guess though. Current speed of 10. We're going at my speed, not hers. It's nice though, we got a little bit of a breeze. So in 0.8 miles, we're gonna hang a right on Kunstel Road. Clear to the right. There's a whole lot of fields out here. This is a nice route. Glad I picked this one. There's 3 different options, but the other ones seem more populated. Oh, now we got corn one side, soybean on the other. Do you have a temperature thing on any of your gadgets? Ah, does it? It's got an altitude. Barometer. No, I don't see a temperature. Well, it's not very hot and there's a slight breeze, so that's good. What, probably 80, you think? Be my guess. Wow, we made such good time. Took a wrong turn though. I mean, almost in New Mexico. Santa Fe. Oh, the Santa Fe Line Road. Oh, okay, I guess we haven't gone that far. 2.4 miles, we're gonna hang it right there. You know why they put fences up around cemeteries?
Why?
People are just dying to get in. Uh-oh, car coming up. Let me get ahead.
I'm just slowing.
Wonder how long this farm has been here. I mean, that foundation is all stacked sandstone.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, it needs a little TLC. Hey, what's that? What's over on the right? Or on the left, sorry. Yeah. Oh! There's 3 of them, yeah. The red, they got the red heads. Yeah. So where are we at now? Mile wise? 11.5. So then we'll both just pedal all the way over then instead of you turning around and going to get the van.
Yeah.
Put it in the water, relax for a second, and then just pedal back.
Yeah.
I like that idea better.
Yeah.
Staying together.
Yeah.
Irrigation ditch. Jump the heron. Is that other one all the way down at that bend? I'll tell you what though, look how clear that water is. Oh, look at all these minnows down here.
That's crazy.
Oh man, it's beautiful. I wish I wasn't in, if I wasn't in my biking shoes, I would go and put the GoPro down in that water. That's so clear. I mean, that's the second huge school of minnows. I just couldn't pass it by. I'm like, what's that water look like? See, now I could actually blow this raft up and float that if I wanted to. That's what's cool about it. That's awesome. All right. Where are we at? 12, 13, somewhere in there? 13 and a half. Rock and roll, man. So that was Willow Creek back there with the minnows and stuff. I thought it was just an irrigation ditch for the farming. Willow Creek. See? Could have floated a creek. That's a cool little covered wagon right there. I don't think this will swivel. Nope. Ooh. Get you in the frame there. This is right by Route 33. Farm fresh eggs. Love me some farm fresh eggs as opposed to the store-bought. Neighbor right across the street quite a few neighbors down my street. All they're selling chicken and duck eggs. And I tell you what, if you ever cracked a store-bought egg next to a farm fresh egg of chickens that are eating bugs and such, you'd never buy another store-bought egg. The yolks are just so golden, so rich. Got a good earthy taste to them. So we're doing good, man. I think we should be there 15-20 minutes or something. Indian Lake State Park. It says to turn that way for the boat ramp, but we're actually going to go forward because we're going over to the fishing access. So we're here at Indian Lake, up at the very top of it. I had these people under the pavilion let me plug my phone into their battery block to put a little bit of a charge on it, because we still have like 5 miles to go to where I actually put in at that fishing access at the bottom of the lake. So put a charge on the phone, get to the fishing access, put the boat in the water, put the boat back on the bike, and then use Angie's phone to get us back to Harmon Park, where we parked the van. She's up right now scouting. They're showing a path that runs between 235 and the lake, but we didn't see it when we came in here. So she went back out there by the road, just like an 1/8 mile back, to see if we might have missed it somehow. It could be that it just crossed over the road and we just didn't go that far yet. But just about there. It's starting to get warm too, which is good for Angie. She loves the heat. I do not. I'd like to just go swimming right now. It's a pretty path, like right here against the lake, hugging the lake. I wonder if it goes all the way around the entire lake. You would think it would. I mean, why not, right? Yeah, true. There's that. So this is the spot that we put in at. Oh, big drop there, Angie. So we went to the first fishing access at the top of the lake. They both just said Indian Lake fishing access. So it took us to the top, but good because I was able to charge my phone up. But this is the Indian Lake fishing access at the bottom of the lake, where we actually put in. Went under this culvert. Goes under the road, and then paddled upstream to where the spillway is at, that actually comes out of Indian Lake. And now the portage is complete. Definitely a unique portage. Something I was not ever expecting on doing. So now I just got to get the raft down there into the water and be good to go. Look at all these shells.
That's where I got the shells that were in the pocket of the truck.
Wow. So now that rode surprisingly well, putting the raft inside the life vest with the paddles and the water boots and everything. But just got to unwrap all that, and then, woohoo! Oh my gosh, there is like no water at all. It's muck. All right, I'm just gonna carry that bundle down there, touch the raft into the water, and I'm gonna call that good, because I do not want all that slimy muck all over the boat without being able to clean it off and then have to put it back in the van. So I guess that'll be the way it finishes. Man, this bushwhacking is a whole lot more overgrown than I was down here last time. Wow. Whee! Are they really blackberries? I thought everything would have been gone already. Alright, this is where I put in when we started this whole southbound journey. So, let me touch the boat, beep, into the water. Call it good. Turn around and paddle another 20 some miles back to Wapakoneta now. L2R West. Absolutely completed. So now we head back 25 some miles to Wapakoneta. So there's still a lot of construction going on. Still from cleaning up from that tornado that went through here last year, I think it was. Last fall. Might have been this spring, I'm not really sure, I don't remember. Got a friend that had a cottage up here, said that when he saw it, it was basically just wiped down to the slab, concrete slab, salvaged what he could, and they just picked it up, put it in the dumpster to haul it away. Real pretty area though. I didn't know that Indian Lake had such nice beaches and stuff. Got about an hour and 10 minutes till we get back to the van. And I know it sounds crazy, but when I came towards Indian Lake about an hour or whatever ago it was, I had a headwind. I'm coming back the opposite direction. I kid you not, I have a headwind. It's crazy, I don't know how that works. But I'll take it though. The breeze is nice and cooling. A little extra effort in to take the breeze instead of just dead still air. That would be pretty uncomfortable. Alright, so what'd you say? We got 7 miles left? About 7 miles. 43 miles into it. Quick turn and burn when we dunked the raft into the little place there at the Great Miami. That's pretty good. Do you concur? You concur? Man, this wind is killing me. Back in Wapakoneta, almost back to the van. Didn't get extremely hot, so that was nice. Oh, that's a cute little house right there, all painted up like that with that half wraparound porch. Nice little community here. And now crossing back over the Auglaize River.
Turn right, then your destination will be on the left.
Where that whole portion started going north. And now everything is finished. I'm gonna go down here, Ange, instead of jumping that curb there. All right. And there is Dora the Explorer in all of her coolness. Hello, friend. Goodbye, Auglaize. Tell you what, it's warm enough to make you want to dunk your hat in the river. So, all done. Got the kit back. Nothing fell out of it, so that was good. I started to lose my river shoe, but it stayed in there, so happy for that. Put the bikes back in the van. Go smash. I can't even decide what I want to eat first. Ice cream, peanut butter, and cream cheese. Man, so many things sound so good right now. But I will probably put the Kokopelli's maiden voyage over at Killbuck Creek on along with this, because I went in depth a little bit about the boat itself. But that'll probably be the end of this series of the L2Rs. Unless I revisit the East, who knows. Right now I want to find something to eat.